Good morning. Thanks for joining us. This past Sunday, I talked about how I met someone in this past week who's an atheist and how I had this conversation with him. And I hope the conversation will continue. At one point, he kind of challenged me, but what if life does end? Like life ends and that's it. And the strangest thing is that a couple days earlier, I really tried to wrap my heart and my mind around that. See, because I've always believed that God is like a line. I don't know a lot about geometry and mathematics, but a line goes infinity in both directions. God's like that. No beginning, no end. We're like a ray. There's a point. And then from that point, and for me it was August 18th, 1959, from then it goes on forever. That's called a ray. So a couple days before talking with this guy, I just thought, what if? It wasn't like a crisis of faith or anything like that, but I just thought, tried to wrap my mind around it. And there's a song by John Mellencamp, and it talks about it. So I'm going to read just a few of the words from here. Could it be that this is all there is? Could it be there's nothing more at all? Save some time to dream, because your dream might save us all. Cast your eyes up to heaven. What does that mean to you? Try not to be too judgmental, so others will not judge you. Save some time to think before you speak your mind. Many will not understand, and to them you must be kind. Could it be that this is all there is? Could it be there's nothing more at all? Save some time to dream, because your dream might save us all. That was the genesis of it, thinking about that song. And I know that Mellencamp wrestles with his faith. When I saw him on tour several years ago, I guess about 6 years ago now, he often has this Jesus statue with him on the stage. You can check it out. You'll find it in pictures. And I think he's wrestled with his faith. But what if it was? What if this was it? It makes me wonder about how an atheist would look at life. Do you just look at life like, real cavalier, it doesn't really matter? Or is it more precious because, man, this is it? See, I believe that since life goes on, believing that if I die, I die. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of my life here. But a better life begins. Yeah. It's something that just, it was very interesting that being able to have this conversation with this gentleman about this. So, I'm just going to touch on Haiti for a little bit and tie in a thread here, and then I'm going to read a couple verses from Psalms. When I've been in Haiti, it has really struck me that they think a lot more about eternity than we do, because I think their life is much more difficult than ours. And that we in America, a lot of us have pretty comfortable lives. Now, some of you might say, oh, preacher, my life is anything but comfortable. But we have a lot of creature comforts here. We really do. I can remember a preacher in Haiti one Sunday morning. He said, our service goes a lot longer than yours does. And afterwards, people are in no hurry to get back home. He said, I've been to America. Then I know that after church, you probably either go out to a restaurant, or you got a crock pot, or you're cooking something at home. He said most of these folks don't have any of that. He's saying it in English, and the rest of the folks don't hear that. But I think it's that's like how they view eternity. It's like it's just the opposite. They don't have so much here, so they look forward to that. It was just a good exercise for me to think, what if this was all there was? And I realized that it helps me to understand, I think, how some other people view the world. Final thought coming from Psalm 39, verses 4 through 7. Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. You have made my life no longer than the width of my hand. My entire lifetime is just a moment to you. At best, each of us is but a breath. We are merely moving shadows, and all our busy rushing ends in nothing. We heap up wealth, not knowing who will spend it. And so, Lord, where do I put my hope? My only hope is in you. Just encourage you today to put your hope in God. I do believe there is more than just what we have here. But I also want to try to understand how some other people think. God bless you. Put your hope in Christ.